Absolutely no minimap plans for Diablo 4 whatsoever. Rod Ferguson confirmed on Twitter that there are no plans at the moment for any tab overlay map eventually made for the game. But very interesting is the wording on that. It says at the moment. So maybe further down the road we will get something like this. The community's opinion couldn't be more divided. I have seen a lot of people arguing for that change, and I see a lot of players arguing against that change. People that say it's good to not have such an overlay are actually drawing parallels to other games such as Last Epoch or Path of Exile, where it is common that you overlay your complete HUD or the middle of your screen with a transparent overlay map of the current zone, which blocks quite a lot of your central view on the UI or in the HUD, and therefore makes players pay way less attention to what is going on right next to their character on the screen. And therefore, while focusing more on the overlay minimap, they started to ignore the surroundings in the game. Now, because of that and them just basically looking at it to the overlaid map of the current zone they are in, they are feeling that it is very immersion breaking for them, and therefore they want to not have that option. So while it is immersion breaking for one side of the argument, the other side of the argument really wants this feature to be able to go zoom through any zone or dungeon just to min-max the hell out of the game. And this exact point is where both of those camps, either for or against that change, are overlapping. So people that want to have the overlay map in the game need it for min-maxing purposes when it comes to zooming through any zones or dungeons. So you could say if it is immersion breaking for you, just don't use that feature. But this is exactly where the problem occurs. But the players that want to be immersed in the game and still kinda want to min-max a little bit would be forced to use the overlay map and therefore break their immersion by themselves. So you could say that the players that want to immerse themselves in Diablo 4 fully really would need to decide between immersing themselves in the game and using their overlaid map to min-max the efficiency as much as they can. And so the players that play Diablo 4 mainly for immersion purposes really want the overlay map function to not be a thing in Diablo 4. Now, on the other hand, there is the camp that really wants an overlay map in Diablo 4. Most of the players are used to it from Diablo 2 or Last Epoch or Path of Exile, for example. They are arguing for the overlay map to be included in the game, with it being a staple feature in other ARPGs, and therefore it would be missing in such a genre-defining game. The Reddit post that brought the initial attention to that topic is going crazy. As of filming this video, the Reddit thread has amassed 633 comments and almost 600 upvotes, and therefore seems to be an extremely controversial topic on the Reddit forums. The two main points that are presented at the start of the video are heavily discussed in this Reddit topic. Now, user Resold says, "Good, to be honest, it is useful, but in Path of Exile I paid zero attention around me and just followed the map. It completely breaks immersion for me." Another user says, "Elden Ring had no minimap and that was surprisingly refreshing. Never thought minimal UI would allow for more immersion into the world." Brand Element says, "I'm not a fan. I understand the purpose so that people are forced to look at the game, but I found myself just constantly pulling up the big map, which felt cumbersome. The choice takes away from the enjoyment of the game, in my opinion." People are also already discussing Diablo 4 Overwolf support. In case you don't know, Overwolf is a third-party program that people can build apps for certain games, and players are already discussing building apps on Overwolf for Diablo 3 and therefore being able to create a third-party Diablo 4 overlay map through a third-party program. So these two camps, namely immersion and optimization, are fighting it out in the Reddit thread. I'm very curious what you, as the future Diablo 4 player, would have to say to that discussion. Do you like having the overlay map removed, or do you want to have it in the game? Is it immersion breaking for you, or would you use it for min-maxing purposes? Please let me know down in the comments below, and if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.